Hi, I'm Muffins, and this is Bun, and today I want to give you guys a quick tutorial on how I essentially be Bun on both my streams and now my YouTube. Whether you're already familiar with the idea of VTubing, or even if you have no idea what I just said, I'm going to be covering the basics of how this all works for you. So, to start, all you're really going to need is a 3D model with a VRM file type. However, I highly recommend that you have a webcam and mic as well. And we're going to get into the why for that in just a second, but first I want to talk about the model. Now, I'm not going to be covering how to create a model from scratch in this video, as that's a completely different bun hole. Ooh, I was trying to be cute, but that doesn't sound right. Now, I'm not going to be covering how to create a model from scratch in this video, as that's a completely different rabbit hole. However, I do want to lead you in the direction of some resources to help you get started with a new model, or even adjust a model you may already have. So, first things first, if you are starting from complete scratch and you don't already have a model, I would suggest looking into a program called Vroid, which is basically a 3D model maker that lets you export the model to the VRM file type. Now, I don't personally have experience with this program, but I do have some friends that use it and they seem to be having a lot of fun with it. There's also plenty of tutorials on how to get started with Vroid all over YouTube if you need some extra help. However, if you do already have a model, maybe for something like VRChat, then you're in the same boat that I was. If that's the case, you're going to need to convert your model into the VRM file type. I'm going to leave a link in the description to a Unity plugin and a respective tutorial on how to get started with it. The plugin can be a little bit tricky, so if you need some extra help beyond the written tutorial, feel free to ask me. You can do that by leaving a comment down below, joining my Discord, or tuning into one of my streams. We're live every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 2 p.m. and Saturdays at 8 p.m. So anyways, with the model and plug out of the way, let's talk about the app we're going to be using today. Mythnet. Yes, I know it looks like 3teen, but it's pronounced Mythnet. Mythnet is a free Japanese VTubing program that allows you to sync a 3D model's lip and head movements to your microphone and webcam respectively. See? There they are, the webcam and microphone. Now, you don't need either to just display your model on stream, but without one or the other, you're going to be having a pretty lifeless looking model, and I don't think you'll be getting the full value of the program. Your microphone will be in control of the lip movements, while your webcam is going to be controlling the head and face tracking of the model. So, you pair the two together in Mythnet and you can create a pretty engaging model right there. So, how do you use it? Once you download and install Mythnet, it's going to start off in Japanese. I mean, it is a Japanese program after all. So, the first thing we're going to have to do is change it to displaying your language of choice. To swap languages, you want to click there, scroll down that menu, and pick that option for English. If you prefer everything to stay in Japanese, or even if you want Chinese, the options are right there for you. Next, we're going to have to import your model. To do that, you want to click there to start the import, then you're going to want to search through your files and find wherever you stored the VRM file type. Then you just click import and you're done. Quick note here. I personally recommend that you store all your models, whether you have multiple characters or multiple outfits, all in the same folder on your desktop, as that's a fairly easy file destination to remember and get to. But of course, you can store your files wherever you like, as long as you can remember where they are. So we're about to get to a part where it's going to get a little bit tricky, but I believe in you. Okay, so if you have that microphone and webcam, you're going to want to click there and there to turn them on. As a quick note, you're going to want to have to toggle these on every single time you open Mythnet, so make sure you do that. Next, we're going to click there and click Make Avatar Adjustments. First, go into the settings and make sure you have the correct webcam and microphone set up. Now, here's the messy bit I was talking about, the Face tab. I call it messy because a lot of these settings are going to be personal and adjusted to your specific needs. For instance, my settings are personal to me as I'm a soft-spoken person that kind of moves around a lot. Also, in real life, I wear glasses, so the blink sensitivity was something I had to mess around with for a while until I got it to be just right. So, that all being said, I don't really have much advice here. Just set the tab to the side, move your character into that free space, and play around with the sliders, move around a bunch, test your microphone until you find something that you're super comfortable with. Oh, by the way, you can zoom in by scrolling forward and change the position of your model by holding right-click as you move the mouse. You can also click that icon to rotate your character instead of just moving them around. Okay, so now that you're comfortable with the way your model is moving, let's talk a little bit about the keybinds for a second. If your model is set up with shape keys to have multiple emotions displayed on the face, you can go to Shortcut 2 and set a keybind to change that emotion on the fly. If you made a Vroid model, it's going to have a bunch by default. I also recommend having a keybind to reset the webcam position, as I found that it gets a little bit wonky after a while, especially if you're getting up in the middle of your stream. Which, I mean, if you're a streamer, you really should be doing, gotta stretch those legs. You don't want to grow old and have weak bones and all that. Oh, cut. Now, I've had a little bit of an issue with the keybinds in Mythna. That issue being that if Mythna isn't my main window, then the keybinds just don't work. Personally, this doesn't really affect me all that much, as I generally focus on Nintendo Switch content, so I can afford to have Mythna be my main window. However, if you find yourself with the same issue that I did, I actually found an app that can give you a way to work around that. I haven't actually tried it yet, as I intend to be moving on to a different VTubing app, which I'll be making a video on shortly, but if you need this workaround, then I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. Next, we're going to have to prep Mythna to be captured by your software of choice. First, we're going to want to go into the settings, go to system, and scroll all the way down so that we can check that box. That's going to make it so your menu bar won't show up while you're not using the app. And while we're here, you might as well set your resolution and your quality of choice. Now, assuming that your capture software has chroma key functionality, or basically just the ability to use a green screen, then we're going to want to set a green screen. You can actually do this really easily in Mythna. First, you're going to want to go to the backgrounds, you're going to want to click custom color, and you're going to want to click that little green box to make a green screen. Now, if you don't want a green screen, or maybe you need a different color than green, then you're going to want to play around in this setting for a little bit until, you find something you're comfortable with. You can import images, you can change the color of the background, whatever it is you need to do, be sure to take your time and make sure you're going to be happy with whatever you choose. It's not like a permanent decision, so you can always change it later if you want to. Now we're going to be moving into the streaming or recording software of your choice. Personally, I use Streamlabs OBS, so that's what I'm going to be showing off in this tutorial, but anything you have should work about the same way, just the settings and the areas that you're going to find them might be slightly different. So that being said, in Streamlabs OBS, you're going to want to click there to start a new game capture. I personally title mine VCam, but you can name yours whatever you like. Then, while you have Mythna open, you're going to want to click through these settings to make sure that it only captures Mythna. You can do this by just clicking through the settings and making sure that it's not capturing any full screen application. Alright, so now we're going to do the green screen. In Streamlabs OBS, you can actually just right click on the game capture, click filters, and add a chroma key. By default, it's actually going to filter out green for you, but if you change the color of your background, you're going to want to change the hex code here. And now, well, you're kind of done. You can resize and move everything to your liking, but that's kind of on you. I've taught you everything you needed to get started. Oh, well, actually, before you go off and make your VTubing debut, I have a question for you. This is my first tutorial style video, actually my first properly edited video ever, so if you made it this far and wouldn't mind, could you let me know what you thought about it down in the comments below? I already have a few other videos planned, but it would really help me to hear what you think I missed or could have explained better. That being said, if you found this video helpful or even just interesting, please don't be afraid to leave a like or even share it with a friend that would be interested. And like I said, I do have more videos in the works, so if you want to learn more about VTubing or even just see what kind of content can be made as a VTuber, feel free to subscribe to my channel here or follow me on Twitch, as I have a lot I'm excited to share with you guys in the future. But for now, I'm going to wish you the best of luck in your VTubing adventures, and I hope to see you for the next one. Bye bye!